Hello, welcome to The Good, the Bad, and the Tarot. This is going to be a love forecast for the sign of Gemini for the month of May 2016. So without further ado, I'm just going to get right into it. Spirit, what are the messages and energies that you have for Gemini with regards to their love lives? This is for my Gemini suns, Gemini moons, and Gemini risings. Spirit, what are the love messages and energies that you have for the sign of Gemini? This is going to be a general love reading. It will not resonate with everyone. For the most accurate reading with the most accurate outcome, please come get a private reading with me. You can book a private reading with me by clicking on the Book Now tab on my YouTube homepage or by clicking open the description below this video for more information. Spirit, what are the love messages and energies that you have for the sign of Gemini for the month of May 2016? Gemini suns, Gemini moons, and Gemini risings. We have a little bit of wind outside, so that may be in the background if you hear a whistling noise. Alright, and I am going to be doing a rune casting here, as well as pulling an oracle card at the end of the reading, so stay tuned for that. Love messages for Gemini. Make sure you guys can see the cards. So I have a couple runes face up here. One here, and there's one out here. I'm just going to pull that one in. And then the runes that are face down, I don't read those. Those are the unknowns. Gemini, let's take a look at your cards. Oops. Okay, in the center of your reading, or in your present situation, you have the Wheel of Fortune reversed, crossed by the Queen of Cups. What comes below you is the King of Pentacles. What comes above you is the Ace of Pentacles reversed. In your recent past, you have the Ten of Swords reversed. In your near future, you have the Four of Wands reversed. How you see yourself, you have the Ace of Wands reversed. In your environment, or how your significant other sees you, they have the Five of Pentacles reversed. Your hopes and fears are Judgment reversed. And your outcome is the Nine of Wands reversed. So in your present situation, you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So for May, with regards to your love life, you may be experiencing some of the effects of Mercury in retrograde, which can mean there are going to be delays and confusion and things kind of not moving forward maybe as fast as you would like. So it's important when you get this card, time is a factor here, and you should know that in time, this card will right itself. So for the month of May, with regards to your love life, you may be experiencing some delays or some confusion of things moving forward in just the way that you would like them to. However, the energy that's crossing you this month, this is what is helping or hindering you, or also what poses a challenge, is the Queen of Cups. So this is someone who may be a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, man or woman. If this is a female energy, so it is a more passive, receptive energy. If it is a man, it is a man that has these qualities. But I am getting a female energy here, and this is one of someone who is very psychic, very intuitive, very in tune with her own emotions. She's someone who is a loving mother, who has the ability to nurture and take care of people. She is very focused on her cup though. And so I feel that this is an energy that is coming in the month of May that is going to aid you on your journey in terms of love. And it is a healing and psychic sort of intuitive energy. If this is a person, I feel like this is a friend or a woman in your life, or possibly even a man who is very loving, is very caring, and understands emotion, understands our emotions, is very invested in their emotions, and very balanced as well. She's one of the most loving queens in the entire tarot deck. I am getting some rune messages here, and I'm just determining which ones I want to read first. So the first rune that I want to talk about is Fehu. Oh no, this is not Fehu. My apologies. This is Ansu's wisdom. And so the Queen of Cups is full of wisdom. She's full of the wisdom of her experiences in love. She's full of wisdom in terms of her heart, the wisdom of her heart. She does follow her heart. She does listen to her heart. So this is a favorable energy that I feel is helping you. Whether this is an aspect of yourself that you can draw upon, it will be there for you. Or if this is a person, this is someone who is very wise in matters of the heart, and it can help you understand maybe a little bit more about how you're feeling, what your feelings are, what you're going through emotionally. And she's very open to that. I want to move to your recent past because I am getting some messages there. I'm just being pulled to this direction. Sometimes I go below, sometimes I go over here, and I jump between the two. But in your recent past, you have the 10 of Swords in reverse. So I very much feel like these are, this is an energy that in the last 2 weeks has been something you've been going through. And what you've been going through is, you know, really the end of something, and the swords falling out. It's a new beginning for you, but it also represents an ending. I feel that someone in your life, you know, maybe is no longer with you, or there was some kind of painful ending for you. And this energy can extend months in the past or years in the past. Many people that have gone through divorce, they may be starting to finally heal from these wounds. I feel that this card is positive in the reverse. It tells me that these bloodsuckers, you know, these little things that are prickling you and stabbing you in the heart are, and this can represent heartbreak, by the way. The swords are falling out, and so, you know, this painful experience is past and is now, you're starting to see a new day here. You're starting to see the dawn of a new day. You're starting to feel the effects of some of those healing energies come forward. Now we also have another little rune coming up. And this is Manu's female. And I very much feel like, you know, Manu's was way out here. Manu's female. For some of you Geminis, this does involve a female in your life, and maybe the loss of a female friend, or maybe this was involving another female for you. And I feel as though for this female, or with regards to this female, you know, this energy is around her. This energy is around her, and it's of healing and of overcoming some really painful loss. Definitely an ending. I do see an ending here. Now, what puts you here, and this is a subconscious factor, something you may not be aware of, at the heart of the situation and the foundation of the situation is the King of Pentacles. So this is an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn male. It could be a female with male energy, but I do typically see kings as male energy. This is someone who is very focused on making money. They're a good provider, very stable, very cautious person, very humble, well-grounded man. And I very much feel like this is someone that you know because he is coming up as a king. And so often, you know, when I see a queen and a king in a reading, I do think of that as a couple or at least a partnership here. And at the foundation of the situation is someone who is a very good provider, someone who is very stable, very generous, and can be like a father figure to you. So I see him positively aspected here in this reading. I do feel like this is someone that would be good for you, Gemini. This is someone that can really maintain his kingdom, support his kingdom. You know, he has his eye on the prize here. And enjoys the finer things in life and is very picky about the kind of person that he chooses to be with. Now, in the position of what you know to be true, you have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. This is what you may be thinking or feeling throughout the month of May. And so how I typically interpret this card is there is some kind of disconnect between or rejection that you are thinking or feeling. You're thinking or feeling that there was an opportunity that maybe was missed, or a rejection of some sort in your mind in terms of maybe having to pass over this opportunity or an opportunity. It's not telling me what this opportunity is because I feel like this is something that you had to sort of seize the moment with, and then it would pass out of your life. It would sort of pass you by. But I do feel like it's connected to this experience in the past here, this Ten of Swords reversed. Some kind of rejection or some kind of disconnect between, you know, this pathway, this archway, this never-ending, this everlasting path into the future. So maybe there was some kind of rejection in your mind, or you're thinking and feeling that there's some disconnect between, you know, anything could be you're feeling disconnected from the earth, you're feeling ungrounded, you might have been feeling rejected in some way or disconnected from someone. There is some kind of disconnection happening here. So just to be aware of that. It's very different from this very grounded energy. It's in your manifest position, so it's something that you're thinking and feeling but hasn't yet happened. Going into the near future, this is in 1 to 2 weeks, so I'd say the middle of May, you have the Four of Wands reversed. And I also have another rune coming up here. Awa's Trust. So I feel as though trust is part of the situation, and it's led to some kind of situation where I feel that there is a broken home. Someone has left the home or has left you to pursue more freedom. It could be that you yourself are feeling disorganized around your home life or are experiencing some disruptions around your home life. But to me, this is a card of feeling ungrateful for your home environment or feeling ungrateful for what you have. You may be with someone but not appreciating them. You may feel like you want more freedom in your life, or that you need to experience more freedom in your relationships. However, trust is very important to you, and so that's something that you should take into consideration when it comes to the relationships that you call into your life. In the position of how you see yourself, we also have the Ace of Wands in reverse here. And so I feel as though, you know, especially in the middle of March, I'm getting fatigue here. I'm also getting possibly a low sex drive, or someone who is dealing with feeling burned out or uninspired. So just something to be aware of. In your environment, this is how your significant other is going to be viewing you or dealing with you. They have the Five of Pentacles reversed. This is the person that you're thinking of most. When I say significant other, it could refer to your partner. If you are single, then just interpret it as something that you are facing in your environment. And to me, the Five of Pentacles reversed talks about focusing on a lack, something that you lack. It can also mean having some positive feelings coming, like starting to see an upturn in terms of feeling this lack. But it does very much talk about a perceived lack in one's life, or feeling some kind of separateness. And I'm seeing it here and I'm seeing it here. This is how your partner views you. And I feel like, you know, there's a little bit of alienation or feeling out in the cold. But in terms of how they're perceiving you, I think that they perceive that you're starting to have more positive feelings. You're starting to feel as though there will be an upturn in your situation. And you're going to start focusing more on the positives than the negatives. I think definitely after the middle of May. But I do think that there has been maybe a breach of your trust, or trust coming into play here, and someone leaving the home environment and perhaps pursuing more freedom in their life. In your hopes and fears, you have Judgment in reverse. I think your fear is to not make a final decision, not to come to terms with your past, to be in limbo, really, and not to sort of say, I need to be critical about the situation. I need to have a say and be decisive, you know, be judgmental, make a decision. Here, I think in your hopes and fears, your fear is to continue to go back to the past and not be able to move forward and make a final decision at the end of the day and say, you know, I've thought about it and I'm kind of ready to move on. I'm kind of ready to release this horrible thing that happened. I'm ready to leave that pain behind and move into a new cycle. Your outcome is the Nine of Wands reversed. So I very much sense that there is, you know, for some of you Geminis, you're going to want to give up. You're going to want to say, throw in the towel. I've had enough. I've just been through so much, you know, please show me a sign. Show me that this is going to get better. And I'm here to tell you that it will get better. And, you know, you're letting your guard down here. I think you're letting your defenses down and not wanting to persevere, sort of not wanting to hang on anymore. I think you're hanging on by a thread here, and you have all these experiences behind you. And you've literally been through a battle. You've been through a bloody battle. You've been through a lot. And this card is telling me that, you know, you aren't going to give up just yet. You still have fight in you. You still have this, I'm getting gumption. You have gumption in you. You have this ability to persevere, even though it feels like you're hanging on by a thread. And I want to read to you today from the Oracle of the Mermaids cards because I've been called to bring these cards out again for the May readings. So I'm going to ask Spirit for an oracle message from my Oracle Mermaids deck. And, you know, the mermaids are creatures that live in sacred waters. And similar to the fairies, they have like their own little areas where they dwell. And if you go out paddling in the water, I don't know if any of you like to kayak or canoe or even swim, there are certain times of day, I think mostly around the twilight, is when you're likely to encounter the energy of the mermaids. But they are like spirit guides of the underworld. They are like spirit guides of their underwater realm. And so their messages have to do with the emotions and love, and their messages have to do with healing as well. And they're here to guide you. And so I'm going to call on the mermaids today for a special message for you Geminis out there. And just send your intentions out into the universe. And okay, so the message that I'm getting for you is sanctuary, which talks about privacy, inviolate personal space, respected boundaries, and taboos. And this is card number 28. Let me read to you from the Oracle Mermaids guidebook here. Okay, so it says cramped quarters, shared bathroom, little privacy, someone is not respecting you while at your most private moments. Your boundaries must be studied, redrawn, and then patrolled by you. Personal space feels either disrespected or as though it is diminishing. It is time for some space to be off limits to others and only available to you at certain times. This respect will benefit everyone. Reverence for your personal space will flow through to respect for their own needs. Therefore, balance and mutual harmony can be achieved and maintained, creating a flourishing, healthy relationship. And I really feel like this card does resonate. I'm seeing it here with the Four of Wands reversed. And really for some of you who are needing some time to sort of decompress and deal with your own emotions, you're going to need some time on your own. And in order to do that effectively, you are going to need some personal space this month. And that's where you're going to gain your wisdom, your emotional wisdom, in a sanctuary of your own. It doesn't have to be a bath time ritual. It can. I very much see that for some of you, having personal space and setting boundaries is really going to aid you in your growth this month, in your spiritual growth. So something to focus on, something to work on, and something to ask for and cultivate for yourself this month, Gemini. Little token of wisdom. When you, what do I want to say here? Only you can allow other people to step over your boundaries. Only you can invite them to do that. And so when I say this, it's because I want you to recognize that you have personal power to create your own boundaries. It is up to you to invite someone into your personal space or to say, you know what, I just need some time alone. So I think this card is a reminder that, you know, it is up to you who you allow into your threshold. And don't be afraid to set some boundaries up. If you're feeling cramped, if you're feeling like things have just gone haywire at the home, things just feel totally disorganized and it's leaving you feeling drained, you know, pay attention to your own energy levels. There's some feng shui rituals out there and some healing rituals that you can do around your home environment to kind of invite back more positive energy and to create that sanctuary for yourself so that you can go back to being the wonderful woman or man that you are, that lives off of that energy, that needs that energy to cultivate more positive energies and more positive relationships and draw in that love that you want, so that you feel rejuvenated and that you feel at home again and at peace with yourself. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading, Gemini, and I want to thank you for joining me this month. If you have any comments, please leave them for me. I read all my comments. If you like this reading, give it a thumbs up, and I look forward to reading for you at mid-month. So be sure to check out my Patreon page if you haven't already. There's more information below in the video description. But I look forward to reading for you then. Take care. Many blessings.